It's simply called The Cancer Play, and it includes real-life, intimate conversations with cancer patients and their families. The play is based on the research of Wayne Beach, a professor of communication at SDSU. The Cancer Play will have 3 performances at San Diego Lyceum Theater this weekend. They are free and open to the public. Professor Beach, thank you so much for coming ahead of time and talking to us about this play.
Thanks for having me.
Now, the Cancer Play is about how people react to and talk with their family members who have cancer. How did this come about?
A family in San Diego donated me a set of materials and asked that I work on them if I wanted to, and I sat on them for 8 years for various reasons, and then decided to get to work on them after my own mother was diagnosed and died with cancer.
And it became personal in this research. You actually had recordings of your mother's and recordings of other people with these conversations?
No recordings of my mother, but the recordings that the family donated me in San Diego included 61 phone calls over 13 months. And it turned out to be the first natural history ever of a family talking through cancer on the telephone from diagnosis through death of a loved one.
And people will hear some of these conversations as through actors?
All the dialogue in the play, which is about 78 minutes long, is made up of these family phone calls.
A lot of people may remember I had cancer. I was diagnosed with stage 3 in 2011. I talked publicly about it. That felt really pretty good. What surprised me as a cancer patient was talking to people on a one-to-one level personally, survivors, people who were going through it, really had an emotional impact on me and still does to this day. Is that consistent with what you found going through these conversations?
Yeah, the stereotype publicly is cancer is a devil term, not a God term. It's the #1 public health fear, and it's extremely threatening for various reasons and various good reasons. But what I was struck with on the family phone call conversations is that it's not about, even though the mother eventually dies of cancer, it's really not focusing that much on death. It's focusing on hope, and it's focusing on the family coming together to support and to comfort one another and to make important, discerning decisions over the course of this journey. And so the stuff of hope turns out to be much more powerful than the stuff of despair.
And some oncology nurses here in San Diego agreed with that, correct?
I've shown clips to oncology nurses here through Scripps and also the Orange County Oncology Nurses Association and in larger discussions of what makes up hope, yes.
Well, I'm 2 years out from my cancer diagnosis. I'm cancer-free, happy to say, but people still approach me and they'll whisper when they say the word cancer. They'll say, I have a friend who has cancer. You know, as if it's going to startle me somehow. I'm wondering, how do you reassure audience members that going to see something called The Cancer Play won't bring them to tears, won't depress them, they won't walk away being down, and instead it'll be that hope message that you talked about?
Well, 3/4 of all the audience members that have seen it have described it as uplifting, and less than 10% of the audience members have described it as too depressing. It turns out that conversations are the source of strength and resilience, and that bad news does give rise to good news. And almost 60% now of people diagnosed with cancer do not die of cancer, but are survivors. And it turns out that the families going through this in your friendship and work networks, they endure forever. So in your own cancer journey, it's probably very much the case that if you reflect back, it's the conversations that really helped get you heal up and put you into remission. And that's the power of the language.
Absolutely, even in recovery, and even recovering, people who have been through it, you feel like you're in this special little club that has their own little language, as you said. Now, you plan to video record Sunday night's performance. How come?
It's part of a study funded by the National Cancer Institute. And last time we did 3 live performances at Scripps Mercy Hospital and took a DVD of that to Denver to show to 3 different cancer centers. This time the study protocol funded by the National Cancer Institute is to generate a videography of the play on Sunday, and then that will be screened in San Diego, Salt Lake City, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Boston beginning August. So it goes across the United States, what we call an effectiveness and a dissemination trial to see how more diverse audiences respond to it.
See how it responds. Well, certainly we get the first look at it here this weekend. I want to let people know that performances of the Cancer Play will be held this weekend at San Diego Lyceum Theater. Reservations are required, but it is is free. For more information, go to our website, kpbs.org. Professor Wayne Beach, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.